Hello.
Back in the gutter.
Whoa.
Like the proper degenerates that we all are.
Woo woo! Alright. So, we are hopeful to actually beat our first dungeon in Legend of Zelda.
No, I totally. What do you mean hopeful? It's not hope.
We got the grappling hook. That's
I hold no hope. I don't need hope. Hope is for the weak.
Alright. Yeah, swing that rope at the bug.
Yeah.
You're now Birdie from Street Fighter 5.
Give me my donuts.
Don't be salty.
Oh, I'm forever salty.
Even though I'm actually terrible with him.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say actually the last time. Throw it in the fire.
There you go. Burn it! Kill it! Actually, I think it just brings it back to life.
Yeah, because it was birthed from the flames.
Exactly. I mean,
I was born in the fire. You merely adopted it.
Except we haven't at
jokes,
all.
etc.
Because it immediately makes us pass out.
Yes.
Oh, hey.
Boss key. Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
You have to make him curl up, and then you put him on the switch, and then you get the thing.
Throw the small version of the boss on the switch.
There you go. Look, it all makes sense now.
So I can't remember, is the grappling hook that you have just this game's version of the hookshot, or does it become the hookshot?
I think that's just what you have.
Okay, I mean,
I think so.
I mean, it works the same.
Yeah,
it works the same.
Yeah, there's really no difference at all.
No, it's
well,
not.
you can't like pull your. Well, yeah, you can't pull yourself up something. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, mechanically it's exactly the same. I was just curious because pretty much all the other ones, it's just straight up the hook shot.
And also, you're like treasure chest searching.
Oh god. Fire bats? I didn't sign up for fire bats. Nope, I quit.
Alright, here's your trivia of the game. What are bats called in the Legend of Zelda universe?
Skylarks.
Flappy things.
I say someone said it earlier.
Dark flappy things?
Keys.
Yeah, keys.
Oh, that's right.
What are snakes?
I can't. You're gonna ask all of them.
It's
the
actually
only one I know is Dark Knight.
Alright, no, snakes are actually a lot easier than bats, because theirs actually makes sense.
Serpents.
Hissy, evil things.
Ropes.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, they're ropes.
Right.
Ropes?
Yeah, they're just ropes.
I knew it's something just fucking absurd.
Like,
You call it a snake.
Yeah, this is my snake.
You're swinging
Obviously.
you're swinging on your snake.
And then, come on, Caps Man.
Actually,
Oh!
I'm gonna dogpile some more Legend of Zelda enemies.
Look, I know there a lot of them are ridiculous.
They really are.
I can't remember what skeletons are.
That's actually what I was just gonna look up.
There's another.
Because
They're
it's
ridiculous. Stolfos?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, Stalfos. Yeah.
What's the zombies?
Good question. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know any of the like super old Zelda stuff. The only one I've really played is A Link Between Worlds.
Oh wait a minute.
The Super Nintendo one.
Do we have a copy of Link to the Past? I think
Or
Alex.
Link to the Past.
I think Alex might have a copy of Link to the Past.
It's possible, yeah.
If he does, I will play the shit out of Link to the Past.
That's an amazing game.
I was a big fan of the Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages on the Game Boy.
Yep.
Never played that.
Those
one.
are great.
Shit out of those, and they're on the like DS store now.
I've heard the Minish Cap is supposed to be really good.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the one where you shrink.
I remember the other weird ass enemy. The original name of the like weird rat enemies in the first Legend of Zelda. They're called Pull's Voice.
Right.
And the reason for that, for us Westerner knuckle fucks, it made no sense. But in Japan, it was actually a hint in how to defeat them. Because the everyone thinks that all these little gimmicks in modern like Nintendo consoles are a new thing. No, they're not. The original Nintendo, or the Famicom, if you will, had a fucking
Microphone
mic in the controller. And yeah, how you defeated Pull's Voice was by yelling into the microphone.
Steal his things! And then murder him.
In the lava.
You know,
Oh,
Link is
yeah.
kind of a psychopath when you think about it.
Yeah, the other one that I was trying to think of is the likes.
Likes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good old likes.
Yep.
These are all things I learned
What were
watching
the,
Zelda playthroughs
what
on
were
the
the-
internet.
the hands?
Wall masters.
Wall masters.
Yeah.
Yep. Are wall masters in this one?
I don't think so.
Why?
Oh,
no, I think that
I think they are.
there's something like
Yes.
similar.
No, wall masters are straight up in this one. I think they're only in one dungeon though,
Uh,
because I actually remember them being infuriating. Because they always are.
well,
They're the most
they-
infuriating.
They're
ones.
usually only in one dungeon though, right? Like they're not like a
No.
common thing.
No.
Really?
In the first Legend of Zelda, it's starting with Dungeon 5 and onward. They're in every one.
Oh,
And
wow.
then Link to the Past is similar. They're pretty much an old school version of the skill check. Where they're like a very difficult, unique enemy that you suddenly have to deal with.
Don't kill yourself. Nice.
It's actually, it just made me think of something I would like to pull the gutter on. What are like your favorite, obviously, / least favorite and horrifying definitions of skill checks in a video game? Like things that you run into.
Dark Souls, Smog and Ornstein.
That's
See,
the one.
Everyone
That's fucking
says
miserable.
that, and
It's gonna be
I just
horrible.
didn't have that much trouble with it.
I didn't
I
either
guess-
because I didn't either because I refused to play the game.
Well,
The
once
thing-
I beat him, I
Yeah.
beat him one time, it was easy. But like doing
Like, the thing is, like, by the third try, I had gotten one of them down, and then it was just a matter of being able to beat the second one. It was the second one that was difficult, but even then, it just wasn't that hard. Like, I mean, maybe it was because everyone kept telling me how
Yeah.
insane it was and how awful it was and how it took them forever, so I had such a, like, imagining of just quitting that game at that point that when I finally did it, it was just like, alright, well, this is clearly doable. Like, people do this,
Yeah.
so I can clearly do this. I don't know. I think I had... The way I played Dark Souls, I think, was one of the easy mode ways of playing that game, which is two-handed weapon in one hand,
Oh, yeah.
giant shield, giant armor, max strength and endurance,
that will do the job.
and like that's just all you do.
Alright, so Scott, what's your favorite example of just utter skill check in a game?
The entirety of Ninja Gaiden.
I was actually gonna say
yeah,
that.
there you go.
Because fuck that entire game. And I'm talking about very specifically the first Ninja Gaiden on the original Xbox.
That is
fuck-
not the first Ninja Gaiden.
Well, on Xbox.
Okay, yes. Alright.
Because
so-
they replayed it a
this
bunch.
is
They
great.
remade
Hold
it
on,
a bunch
hold
of
on.
times.
This is great because this was actually going to be one of my examples. Let's see. What boss? What boss was it?
It wasn't even a boss.
Oh.
It was the first stage that you're like in a city,
Yes.
I think. Like I think it's like the first stage after like the
No.
fucking intro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the first stage after the real, like the little bit of intro, the intro stage
Yeah.
or whatever, which still took me like forever, and I broke a controller on.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, I broke a controller
Over the
on the
boss.
first boss.
Yeah, with
which
the
was the
nunchucks.
dude on the horse.
No, the
dude-
first boss is a
Dude, the
dude with nunchucks
Yeah,
Dude with the
in a
nunchuck.
dojo. Yeah.
Okay, well I beat him.
I couldn't beat him.
It was
I rented the game and gave up.
because I remember distinctly breaking a controller on the dude on a horse.
Okay.
He's on a horse with like a big like spear, and he just keeps riding back and forth on this little bridge because they like attack your town, and he's like the leader of the raid on your town. And then I like broke a controller on that. Finally beat that and like got to like the level where you're in like London or something.
Yes.
And I just couldn't get anywhere, and I just kept dying before I could manage to like do anything useful,
Yeah.
and I had no idea where to go, and like I was dying to like any enemy encounter. I
Yeah.
was just done.
Alright, so mine from Ninja Gaiden, and it's great that you brought that up because that was going to be one of my examples, was I actually dealt with Ninja Gaiden reasonably well. Up until it's about halfway through the game. you fight pretty much an angel lady. She bursts into, like, the scene, she has, like, wings, she flies around, and she is literally a skill check. The game might as well put up a prompt that says, have you learned how to do this? Do it!
I kind of love
Do it
those.
constantly, and then it just moves on to, like, the next phase, where it's like, okay, you learned how to do that, good job, have you learned to do this? And it's just infuriating, but beautiful in a certain way. Because it actually...
Well, yeah, when you hate yourself.
Well, that fight actually kind of made me think of a fighting game, and when you play against, like, a player who is just in it to win and doesn't really have any, like, well, I feel bad about this. Because, like, in fighting games, alright, so when there's money on the line, or if you're just a dick, and, like, you do a thing that the opponent, like, doesn't know how to... Hey! If you do a thing, and, like, the opponent doesn't know how to...
What is around you? Oh, this is where you have to throw the hook at the dragon's tail.
Oh, is that
Pull it all down, yeah.
But anyway, what I was gonna say...
Nice.
Was like, when you, So, like, when you're playing a fighting game, you do a thing. Your opponent doesn't react to it. Your opponent doesn't block it. It leads to damage.
And punishes the shit out of you for it.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the opposite. When, like, your opponent, like, doesn't do a goddamn thing about it. Might as well just do that again. Do it until they learn. And that's what Ninja Gaiden does to you.
Oh, yeah, I didn't say that, but that's what I meant.
Yeah.
I was agreeing with you.
So then,
just poorly.
My other favorite skill check in a game, well, at least, I mean, when I say favorite in skill check, that obviously means it's awful, is in Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 is a very forgiving game. The first Kingdom Hearts has some really tough boss battles. I mean, it's not like Dark Souls. It's not the hardest game.
But it's difficult.
But Kingdom Hearts 2 is much more forgiving. It's very much made for its story. It's made so that, like, a younger audience can play it and enjoy, like, the story. It's a great game. But it's very forgiving. Now, though, every world that you go through once you, like, beat the story in that world basically has a new game plus where you can revisit, and there's a special unique boss in each world that you can face.
Each their own skill check.
Yeah, and every single one of them, it's almost like the game developers. Shit. That was nice. It's almost like the game developers saying, like, all right, well, if you want, like, the hard mode, here's this. And it's really cool because A, it's completely unique bosses that you never fought before. They all require very different skills that you normally wouldn't use.
Yeah.
And the absolute most insane version of the skill check over them all is when you go back to Agrabah. It's Agrabah and Peter Pan's level, I guess London, basically.
Neverland?
No, because you're actually not in Neverland for Peter Pan's.
Really?
Well, that's the thing. You're in Neverland for Peter Pan's main area, but when you revisit, you're just in London. And yeah, you fight like a clock tower ghost around Big Ben, and it's difficult as shit.
That's cool. I don't think I ever played Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh.
I only played the first one. And I don't even think I ever beat the first one.
Oh, man.
Like, I just personally have this, like, weird, uncaring aversion to Disney stuff.
Yeah.
If it's classic Disney, I just don't, like, care at all. Now, of course, that is a great game. Like, the first one's a great game, and I played it, and I very much enjoyed it, and I'm not, like, trying to disparage it. It is personally, I just don't like Disney stuff.
Yeah.
Looking up secrets.
Secrets.
Also, hey, Drunken Gaming has beaten the first dungeon in Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
We managed to do a thing.
Yes.
We got a heart
fourth
container.
Alright, so I understand what you're saying about Kingdom Hearts and, like, not caring about, like, old school Disney, and that is fine. But I cannot help but love anything that is done with utmost love. Like, when it's, like, very obviously an absolute passion project, with nothing but respect for its like
original
and
material
like,
content.
In Kingdom Hearts just wears its Disney boner on its sleeve. And it's
true.
Beautiful in a weird way. Where it's on paper, Kingdom Hearts could be such a like cash out. Just be hey, there's Disney stuff in an RPG. But no, they go so deep into like weird Disney things. Like they have like references to like a one-off Mickey Mouse cartoon from like 1944, and like all these weird, deep, hidden references.
Yeah.
That you'll never know unless you have like a helpful YouTube channel that like points out all the weird things. And like those little things are so endearing and makes Kingdom Hearts such a magical game to me. Now again, I feel I've mentioned it already, but just in case we have future viewers that are actually listening to this, I am not defending Kingdom Hearts' story. The actual story of Kingdom Hearts is the most convoluted, garbagey, shat-out thing.
It's just the, like, individual worlds themselves.
Exactly.
And how they're actually connected to the films that they're based on is very impressive.
Yes. Kingdom Hearts
it's a very cool, interesting idea. Because it's one of those things that, like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Like, why would you make that game?
Yeah.
Who wanted that game enough that they thought it was a good idea to make it? But they clearly, like, wanted to and did something interesting and made a lot of people enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, God. We're totally going to play Kingdom Hearts 2 on here at some point.
That's fine.
We will not play Kingdom Hearts 1 on here.
No.
Because I have nightmares about that game.
I think the camera in that game gave a lot of people nightmares.
It's not just the camera. Alright, well...
flashbacks.
Honestly, Kingdom Hearts 1 is still very playable. And it actually is all just down to my own dumb personal choices. I went hard into Kingdom Hearts for the last time I did, like, a recording show thing for this. We did a 100% Kingdom Hearts in a weekend run. 100%ing Kingdom Hearts 1 is
terrible.
It is no less than 68 hours. We did it in 74.
Wow.
There was times where I basically just gave instructions to my former roommate while I napped for a while. And like it just like told him stuff, or like just had him do like basic grinding for me. I'm like, okay, great, we're at a point where we can just grind for 5 hours, and we have to, so I'm gonna like fucking nod off for a while. And it just ruined the original Kingdom Hearts for me. Like, I never want to touch it again.
I can imagine.
But the second one is still very magical to me. And I absolutely love it, and like, we definitely chose not to do that for the second one.
Yeah, there's a very, one of my favorite games, Star Ocean, Till the End of Time, is very similar. Where like, number one, you can't 100% that game in one playthrough.
Yeah.
It is impossible. Because there are like 8 or 9 different endings.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
And you cannot get them all in one playthrough. You can get them in 2. But like, just the amount that needs to be completed to do that, and to try to do it in like 72 hours is, it just does not sound good.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound safe for the brain, is what it doesn't sound.
No, what it was, so there's a notorious... Alright, so you can't call it a skill check, because the nature of skill check is something that happens naturally in the game that you don't have to really go out of your way to do. So I'm okay with calling the bonus boss fights in Kingdom Hearts 2 a skill check, because technically you have to go out of your way to do them. But at the time that they're present and available, there's not a lot of great ways to level up in a hurry. So when you see that there's new bosses available, it's like, well, there's a pile of experience I can go get. So I'm okay with calling those a skill check. But in Kingdom Hearts 1, there's a fight with fucking Sephiroth. You fight Sephiroth in both games.
I remember hearing about that, and it's like impossible.
It is impossible.
Well, that's like Ruby Weapon. Yeah. That's like calling Ruby Weapon or Emerald Weapon in Final Fantasy VII a skill check.
Yeah.
They're basically hidden, and you have to like know ridiculous things to go find them.
Yeah.
That's not a skill check.
But if you're 100%ing it, you have to do it.
Yeah.
And to this day, no one has yet to beat Sephiroth under 12 levels of max. I'm saying max because honestly I can't remember what max is in Kingdom Hearts. I think it's 100, but it might do the weird RPG thing where it's actually 99. I can't remember.
99 or
but I can't. But whatever.
999.
To this day, the lowest anyone has beaten Sephiroth in the first Kingdom Hearts is 12 under. And it is because he has a one-hit kill move that, and it's of course it's called One Winged Angel. It starts playing. Yeah. It starts playing the theme.
Oh, good.
And
so I can have a boner while I'm dying.
Yes. So for the first half of the fight, it's predictable. He does a big animation. It looks like a fucking Final Fantasy summon animation, but it's in real time, so you can just walk up and just hit the twat out of it. And but towards the end of it, he just basically might as well just say, fuck that, I'm just gonna do this. And he just starts swinging away with his one-winged angel attack, and it's instant death. And so, like, you have...
solid.
No, it's a fucking nightmare. And, like, we're reaching the end. I purposely saved that for the last of our marathon. I knew how to do it. I had done it before. I researched it. But there's always the, like, randomness when he starts throwing out his, like...
Oh, yeah. There's no way to predict that
Yeah,
shit.
so it's just random. And, like, there's a part on our stream where, like... You could actually hear me, like, close to fucking tears. Because, like, I'd been up for goddamn near 72 hours playing Kingdom Hearts, and all I had to do was beat Sephiroth and call it a day. And I could just go and sleep for 48 hours. That's all I had to do, and I had it all planned out, and, like, I would get so close, and then...
And yet so far.
And then just get wiped.
Yeah, that's so heartbreaking.
But I did it. But I did do it. So
I love the RPG trope of not knowing the boss's life.
Yeah,
because health bars is like an action game thing. That's what you get in action games. Fucking old school RPGs, you don't know what's going on.
Well, yeah, because
you have no idea how close to like failure or victory you are.
Because you have to use the healer in your party's ability that no one ever wastes the turn or MP to use.
Well, yeah, because you're fighting for your life.
Yeah, but I do love that because like every RPG's healer, it's usually the healer.
Usually, yeah. Or there's an item or something.
Sometimes it's the thief.
Yeah.
Sometimes the thief has it. But yeah.
Death Watch.
But there's always that like ability to check them, but no one does that because it's wasting a turn and wasting MP.
Actually, in Final Fantasy, I think it's like the Blue Mage.
That sounds like a blue mage thing
in like old school Final Fantasy where you still had like 1,000 jobs. I think it was the blue mage because that was the one that like stole enemy abilities.
Yeah.
And I think that was the one that had like monster info that you could like know like what their health was and stuff at the time.
I remember that was fucking Mallow in Mario RPG.
Yeah. I was gonna say I actually thought of another great boss battle. It's actually in a RPG, Final Fantasy X. I cannot remember the name of it. I haven't played that game since the last time I played it, which makes no sense. But like since it originally came out, or whenever I played it shortly after it originally came out, and there's a boss. It's fairly toward the end of the game. Number one, it has a 20-minute intro. Whatever it is. Of course it does. That you cannot skip until after you've beaten it. Which, okay. But it did tons of status effects.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. It's one of, like, you're in this big, like, weird celestial cathedral or something. Up on this, like, dais. I can't remember what the frickin' boss is.
He found fish.
Oh, hey. It's on a sea chart.
Fish has been writing maps.
Does that fish have a big-ass nose?
Yeah.
No, it's got a mustache. That's a mustache.
I'm just gonna imagine this fish's voice being Danny DeVito.
I think that's what they want you to do with that little weird sound clip there.
Oh. Oh, this is the map fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yay.
But anyway,
You like
And yeah, and
bait
it's
in the
like-
water when you see him.
Yeah, this the boss just it destroyed you with status effects and all sorts of shit. And if it got your healer, you were screwed because you had no one else that could get rid of that unless you had like planned for this.
Oh yeah,
but because
yeah.
nothing else in the game had thrown this much bullshit at you, you never had to plan for it whatsoever.
Yeah, that's actually, I think if you head down the rabbit hole that is TV tropes, that is called the healer's one fight.
Yeah.
Where, like, the healer is, like, truly goddamn useful for once.
The healer's always useful. Play enough D&D and you know how useful the healer is.
Well, I mean, that's the same with, like, the bard. Where, like...
No, that's not true because the bard is never useful.
Yes.
No, hold on.
Yes.
What I was gonna say is they are not always useful, but when they are unforgettably useful.
Oh, that's true.
Because, like, the one time they shine, the party will talk about it for ages.
For him forever.
Yes, that'll just be the story of the party.
The,
Or, like...
the Pathfinder RPG system has this character. Well, they have an entire book called the Advanced Class. Is it the Advanced Class Guide? Or yeah, I think it's the Advanced Class Guide. It's one of the newer ones where all of the classes in it are just combinations of other classes. So you have like the Blood Rager. Yeah.
Oh!
You have the Blood Rager who's just a sorcerer barbarian,
There.
which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then in the
bait
bait bag, so you can hold your bait.
There's a dude in this game that's like always looking out with a telescope. He has the best voice. Just
Everything about this game is great.
What is
pretty
the,
much.
like, screaming fruit to the right?
Oh, just shh, we don't talk about that.
that's the Hoyo pair or whatever. Unless you take control of a seagull.
Alright.
That's creepy.
Like, I swear, like Link puts it on his head and a seagull flies by, and then it's like first-person seagull. Like
That makes sense.
perfect.
Oh, that's awesome.
That makes sense.
Get me some bait.
You got meatballs! Throw them into the ocean.
Thank you.
Everyone loves delicious, savory balls in their mouth.
That is the only word that ever gets said in a Zelda game.
I was about to comment on that.
Thank you.
Like, that was an actual,
Bye.
like, words.
It spoke!
It's probably just like, what the
Oh.
fuck are you doing?
Again, back on Final Fantasy bosses. What is which fucking Final Fantasy has like the goddamn near unbeatable like possessed train that
10?
no, it's one of the like
No, it's like
an older
6.
one.
5 or 6 or 4.
Because it's a
3 maybe.
it's like a
Maybe it's
possessed that
one.
It might be
not
2.
one. It is not one.
You sure?
I think it's Super Nintendo. But it's a possessed ass fucking train, and it is ungoddamn beatable. And all you have to do is use a fucking Phoenix Down on it because it's
Right.
undead,
What the fuck?
and you bring it back to life, and it's just a happy train. And
Yeah.
it's like I'm
Yeah.
alive again.
Yeah, it is one of the older ones. I cannot remember for the life of me.
Yeah,
the
little
name
mechanics
of it.
like that, and like, I mean, Final Fantasy does it all the time, where like you use items on bosses.
Yeah.
Like, like you can, I think in some of them you can like use potions on like undead enemies and like hurt them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, well, that's just stealing from D&D. That's old school.
Yeah.
Throw the potion on the undead,
Yeah.
or have the cleric heal the undead creature,
Yeah.
heal the lich until it's alive and crumbles to dust or whatever.
Simple, repel undead or something.
Yeah. Of course, now it's all complicated and shit.
I don't know. That actually makes me think of. Have you ever actually read the book John Dies at the End, or its
I have
sequel?
not.
Oh, it's great. There's a little like throwaway comment where like they're trying to find someone, and someone says like, "Oh well, they're like a ghost. You can't find them." And one of the characters says like, "Well, that's funny. We actually killed a ghost the other week." And then they actually get into a conversation of how they killed the ghost, and it's pretty much just like a joke about like old school D&D. And he's like, "Well, we actually just found a wizard or like a magical practitioner that was able to bring the ghost back to life, and then we just killed that guy." and we won. Yeah, it's great.
Makes sense. It seems legit.
But also
Seems like we're getting a piece of the C chart.
yeah, and I feel like that's
we
about
will,
that.
Yep.
We will end this on gaining more map
Gaining
progress.
more progress.
Yeah, gaining the elusive
That
and illustrious
progress gains.
progress.
Yes, next time on Drunken Gaming, more Wind Waker. Oh, there's a burp for the microwave.
There you
I
go.
already
Yes.
I already used it.
Oh,
It'd been a whole
Bound to
episode.
happen.
salvage the